What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here and being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this holy mess.
Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. I would have been. Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. Swallowed up. 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 Have you ever been swallowed? Swallowed. Swallowed up.
Close with Bishop Jakes. And we decided in one of the times he was there, it was going to be his birthday. I was able to convince my mother to let me drive her car as I didn't have a vehicle. I said, well, we're going to take him out to eat. I want to drive your car. And so we did. We took him out to eat. And it was decided after we were done taking him out to eat that I would be the person to take him back to his sleeping place, which at the time there was a lady named Sister Giles. She always wanted to house and take care of him when he came to that church. And so I came in there, drove him to eat, and then took him back to her home. Well, after taking him back to her home, he says, come on in, let's talk. You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age. This person is killing it. And they're saying to you, come on in, let's talk. And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had. And for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father. We talking about these scenarios. And I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it. Someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through. Well, after sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally look at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not, I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night.
What's up? All right, listen, I know that this viral interview that I just can't stomach to watch because of the platform that it was on, a lot of people are talking about it, about tdjakes' alleged victim, Dwayne, whatever his last name is. And I don't know, it's just something about the name Dwayne. I don't know. But I have thoughts on it, and I'm not going to watch the whole video. But the man that was on the alleged SO's YouTube channel for this interview is allegedly a victim of Bishop T.D. Jakes, but he's also an offender. I heard clips of the interview, and from what I heard, it sounds like he tried to downplay the situation, but even though we know that sometimes those who are offended grow up and become offenders, that is a thing, it doesn't make it right, and it doesn't make it excusable. They don't give people a pass for victimizing someone just because they were a victim in the past. It doesn't work that way. You need to get the help in order to not become the victimizer or the offender. But I don't know what it is, because I did several commentaries earlier this year when all of that stuff was coming out about TD Jakes, Power Bottom, all this other stuff. And yeah, I had the little video at the beginning where it's like, it's funny to me. It's funny. The swallowed up thing, it gets me every time. It makes me laugh. I find it funny, and anytime I can get a good laugh in, I want to do it. So that is funny to me. But is he really a so-called power bottom? I don't know. He says he's not, or he said he wasn't going to address it when he had his sermon after those allegations came out. But I may not be a TD Jakes follower or a TD Jakes fan. And I have an issue with him being this alleged mentor to the Diddler, Diddy, Puffy, Sean Combs, Love, who's now in jail waiting for a trial. Probably won't happen for a year from now, even though they have a tentative May date with all of the other things that are coming out every other day. I don't see that happening before the month of May of next year. I don't see it even happening in May, unless he cops a plea, or God forbid, or maybe God not forbid, something happens to him and he doesn't even make it to trial. I'm just saying. But even though I have my issues with him, I don't get what the fascination is that blogger that has been accused and doesn't like it when people come out and talk about him and the accusations that he has had against him with his alleged victims, could even entertain the stuff. Listen, I'm not here to say that this man was not a victim of Bishop T.D. Jakes at some point in the past. It very well could be true. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel that somebody like this blogger who has had the accusations that he's had against him in the past be in this same arena, I feel like it's something that he really needs to stand back and stand by from and not be a participant in. But in my personal opinion, and this is why I wanted to talk about this, I feel like he's doing this, one, because I do believe the man is jealous of Bishop T.D. Jakes. I really feel that if he could be in the position that T.D. Jakes is in, he would love to be it, because my personal feelings about him is that I do believe that he is a gay man that does not want to become labeled as a gay man. He doesn't believe in labels. I've done several commentaries talking about that, and is nowhere close to being a man of God. He's not. He's not a leader in the Christian world. I don't see how anyone could follow him and support him financially. Allegedly, people do. I don't know what the fascination is, but hey, if they like it, I don't love it, but it ain't my money and it ain't my life. So people can do as they will. But it's foolish. The 888 and going to his Patreon and doing all this other stuff. It's just like, it's weird. It's weird when this man has openly admitted to sucking on a pickle, and a pickle, you know, of his being sucked on by another man and all of this other stuff. And it's just like, it's weird. I would never attend any church online or in person with this type of person. And he has presented himself to be who he is. And the man is clearly, my personal opinion, I'm just going to say that, I believe the man is definitely gay, but does not want to be labeled as such. And wants to be straight. I think he wants to be straight, but he's not. And he's not. So, because he has been accused, he has had litigation with the accuser. The accuser was interviewed on Tasha K's YouTube channel and app. And this man, Levantre, I believe him. I have the right to believe him. I may not be on a jury. I may not be the judge in a court. But in the court of public opinion, my personal feelings is the man is telling the truth. I don't believe that he's lying about those things. I believe, my personal opinion is that this vlogger has a very manipulative way about himself. I guess to some people he's charismatic. I don't get where the charisma is, but it's, to me, I feel like he is trying to shape a situation on his platform to make it look like he is looking out for those males who have been victimized by men like himself. That's my personal opinion. I don't understand why he keeps trying to come for Bishop T.D. Jakes. I do believe he's jealous of the man, and I do believe that he would love to switch positions, no pun intended, with that. But I do believe that he is jealous of other people in the Christian business world that are more successful than he is. And quite frankly, that's a whole lot of people that are more successful than him in the Christian business world. Now, he may have a pretty popular YouTube channel. I do believe he used Tasha K and other people to help to build up his following and things like that. And then when Tasha K saw him for who he was and she didn't want to have nothing to do with him anymore, then he lied and switched it and tried to make it seem like she was trying to get money out of him and he wasn't going to invest in her project and all the other things that he said. But this man has a history of doing that. When these people come out and speak about him and against things that he has done with them or to them, he comes out to spin the narrative, and the people who believe him. And so now, because so much damage has been done, I believe now he's trying to shift it to make it seem like he is looking out for victims of SA who were males. That's my personal opinion. And all of that stuff that he was doing about that Manasseh Jordan, I refuse to call him a prophet. He's a PROFIT, but a prophet of God, absolutely not. But when he came out and was saying the guy who called himself a prophet, Manasseh Jordan, that guy never named Bishop T.D. Jakes, to my knowledge. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments. But to my knowledge, he never named T.D. Jakes, but the vlogger named him. And the vlogger was saying that he's about to file a lawsuit and he's got text messages and he's got pictures and he's got this and he's got that. Why is it that he's speaking for this man? This isn't a little boy. He's a man. And then it just kind of fizzled into a vapor. I didn't hear anything much about it anymore. So it's like, did they get shut down or did they get paid to shut up? I'm curious. I really want to know. Not that it's going to, make a difference in my life whether I know the truth or not. But I'm just saying I'm curious because he was on it. Like, with all of the Bishop T.D. Jakes power bottom jokes and all the people saying that, and it was just going viral, people talking about that stuff with T.D. Jakes and Diddy and him going to the Diddy parties and people wondering if he was at the freak offs. This man was still on that stuff and was really hell-bent on exposing T.D. Jakes. And as much as T.D. Jakes is out here striking people's YouTube channels and things like that, I really was quite surprised to hear that, or not hear that didn't happen with that vlogger. So that's why I wonder, were they shut down? Meaning the vlogger, was he shut down? Or was he paid to shut up about it? I'm just curious. So guys, let me know what you think. If you watched that interview, what do you think about the T.D. Jakes accuser, who is now also an offender? I'm not saying that he was not offended by Bishop T.D. Jakes. It very well could be true. And from what I heard, there are some things about T.D. Jakes. That's from what I've heard. But in this situation, I don't know what's real. But what I do know is that this vlogger really ain't got no business trying to flip things and make it seem like he is an advocate for the offended when he sued his accuser, who I do believe had that situation or situations happen with this man that was supposed to be his so-called spiritual leader, head of the church that he was going to. His mom entrusted him with her son, and he did things with him, and then he never came out and said that nothing ever happened. So for me, it would have to be nothing ever happened, not, oh, well, he wasn't underage when it did happen. How can anybody follow somebody like that? It's disgusting. I can't. I just can't with this. Oh, well, people just give these passes that people do not deserve. That man does not deserve a pass. I believe Levantre. I believe the victim. I believe it. I have the right to. Again, I'm not on the jury. I'm not the judge. I can't put the vlogger either in jail or make him pay any fines or fees or settlements or judgments. I can't make that happen, but I have the right to my opinion, and I believe this person's story about him. So the fact that this person came out and was trying to spin it, and I helped his family out so much, and I did this for them, and I did that. No, the answer to that should just be nothing ever happened. So that for me alone proves that, yeah, stuff definitely did happen. And you try to just make it like, well, he wasn't underage when it did happen. Like that's supposed to be okay. Well, I am a pastor that's in the closet that preaches against homosexuality, but I didn't do anything with a minor. Huh? How could that be okay? I don't understand people. I don't understand. Like that woman from the 80s or whatever it was, the early 90s, Susan Powder, remember her? The white chick with the shaved head? And she used to say, stop the insanity. That's what I feel like when it comes to this stuff. It's like, are you insane? You really look up to this man and you are seeing him as your spiritual leader virtually? Telling people to stop going to their churches and you need to stop doing this. And then you need to come to my church, which is virtual, and we're going to have prophecy and we're going to have prayer and we're going to just make sure you sow your seed. And what? People are crazy when I tell you. I just can't. I just can't. So you let me know what you think. Did you watch the interview? Do you believe this man is a victim of Bishop T.D. Jakes? And if you do believe it, do you believe that this is the platform that he should have chosen to share his story? Because that's what I'm also saying. I also, like I said, believe he could be a victim. I don't know if it's true or not, but if he chose to tell his story, to go, of all places, there's so many other platforms he could have gone to. I feel like going to that platform, it just decreased his... To me, it decreased what I feel is true, in my personal opinion. But again, like I said, I don't know. Wasn't there. Thank God I wasn't. So I don't know if anything ever did happen. But if it was indeed true, I just feel that he chose the wrong platform and the wrong person to share that story to. I've heard stories about Bishop T.D. Jakes before, not saying that he's an innocent person and that he is, the next coming to Jesus Christ, but I definitely am saying that the story is questionable, and definitely the platform that he chose to go to, I feel, is very questionable. So there's just a lot of things that are questionable to me when it comes to that, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. You can let me know yours in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.